Welcome to the Hawaiian Humane Society. You're joining me here at our Mo'ili'ili campus in town. For the next half hour, you're going to learn more about the Hawaiian Humane Society, the programs we offer at our campus, as well as the programs we offer to our community at large. We're so happy you can tune in tonight and join us to learn more about the animals we care for and the work we do here. Hawaiian Humane Society was founded in 1883 by a group of concerned citizens, about 350 of them, as well as King Kalakaua, which is pretty incredible. We are unique in our founding that no other humane society in the country was founded by royalty, so we're pretty fortunate to have that history for us. In 1935, we decided to branch off of our initial founding, which included providing services to all animals in need, as well as unwed mothers and children. So in 1935, we decided to focus solely on animal welfare and turned over the child and unwed mother support to Child and Family Service. In the early 40s, we were founded at this campus here that you see behind me and built a facility for dogs and cats to take care of those in need. And we've been here through many expansions ever since. Most recently in 2016, we opened up our newly renovated veterinary hospital for the shelter animals, as well as animal holding areas. And then in 2018, we opened the Jenny Chu Community Spay-Neuter Center. So we focus and have always focused a lot on advocacy. So improving animal laws, keeping pets and people safe in our community are really important to the core work that we do. We also are looking to our community to see what other needs we have. What more can we do for the animals and the people of Oahu? And with that, we are expanding and opening a second campus. So we will offer robust services at both campuses, providing more support to our entire island. So we have a really incredible foster program here, which allows us to do the work that we do and truly saves hundreds of lives each year. So we've had our foster program for a couple of decades now, starting off small, of course, and now we have about 300 foster families that provide support to itty-bitty litters of kittens, all the way to those emergency medical needs. So they provide incredible amount of support, and sometimes the support that they provide to the animals just for a couple days. Other times it's for up to 2 months, and these animals have an opportunity to be in a loving home, get the care that they need in a loving home out of the shelter, and then really thrive to be able to move on to their next step, which is a permanent family. The most critical benefit, I think, for our animals is that they're in a home. We are here as a temporary respite for these animals, but it's not home. It's not where they should be. And our goal is to really get them into homes as quickly as possible, whether that's through a temporary foster home, providing them the care they need while they recover, or in a permanent home through our adoption program. One of our longtime foster moms, Serena Phillips, is going to share with you the joys and experience she's had fostering moms and puppies over the course of the last several years.
Hi, I'm Serena Stefanik Phillip. I'm volunteering at the Hawaiian Humane Society in the laundry room, and I also foster. I got involved in fostering during the Hawaiian rescue. I have heard about the 300 rescued dogs from Hawaiian, and they needed help with fostering. I fostered 2 dogs, Porky and Simba, and I fell in love with them and I adopted them. And ever since then, I have been fostering, whether it's a single dog or mom with puppies.
I'm Casey Carter. I'm the Chief Veterinarian at Hawaiian Humane Society. I've been here about 4 years, almost 4 years now. I've chosen to be a shelter veterinarian. I feel like I get to make the most impact with animals that don't have a voice. Tita came to us as a stray. So she came in as a stray with 6 puppies. Her puppies were about 2 to 3 weeks old. We can tell how old they are based on their teeth and their development and things like that. All 7 dogs, including mom, seem to be healthy. We're able to do all of our treatments on intake and first day or so here and quickly get them out to a foster home. Tita and her puppies went into a foster home with one of our awesome fosters, Serena. The puppies are doing really well in her care. She's really good at taking care of mom and puppies to make sure the puppies are getting proper nutrition, good socialization, a peaceful environment where they can get a lot of love and care, be brought up to be healthy young dogs.
Tita is an amazing dog. She's very protective, which is a good thing. Also, she loves to be on my lap, loves to be held and petted, and she really takes good care of her babies. Fostering a mom and puppies is hard work, but it's a rewarding experience. Watching them grow, interact with each other, with the mom, the mother dog. With puppies need a stress-free environment where they can concentrate on their puppies, giving them, the attention. And also they need a space for themselves so they can get away from the puppies, rest. It's rewarding because I'm preparing them for their new home once they are ready for adoption.
Dogs and cats are available for adoption here. They need to be at least 2 pounds and at least 2 months old, so 8 weeks old. So these puppies would require at least 6 weeks of foster care prior to being able to go up for adoption. All of our animals are spayed and neutered prior to adoption, and that is sort of the benchmark. Is 2 months is the minimum age for spay-neuter. So they come back at 2 months, they get spayed and neutered, and then they go up for adoption, and these cute little puppies will get adopted really quickly.
So if anybody's interested in becoming a foster parent or a foster family, please visit our website at www.hawaiianhumane.org. We will be able to get you in as a volunteer initially. You'll go through an initial onboarding process. We'll provide an interview for you so we can get to know you a little bit better. You can get to know us a little bit better. And then we'll work with you on matching you with an appropriate animal for your first foster experience. So sometimes we found that people want to start right away with a litter of kittens, which is fantastic. Other times people want to start with an older animal to provide them a little bit of care for just a couple weeks. And so we work really closely with you to find that right match for your first foster home.
I continue to volunteer because I feel the organization does so much for the animals, for their welfare. They promote human and animal bond. They fight for the animal welfare, give shelter to animals that come in. I feel they're doing a great job for the animals.
Part of the work that we do involves a myriad of volunteers. So we cannot do what we do without the volunteers that are here at our shelter every day, walking dogs, helping us do laundry, recovering animals from surgery, helping to adopt animals out into their forever homes, but also out in the community. We have volunteers at our pet food bank. We have volunteers that are in our offsite adoption locations at Petco, the Cat Cafe, and Pounce. So these are volunteers that go out, typically it's a family pair, and they go out and just take care of the animals in their temporary facilities there. We can't do what we do without our volunteers. We have about 600 volunteers right now that support all of those sort of on-site programs that deal directly with the animals, but we also have volunteers that help support different functions of our special events, of our engagement with the community in different ways. We have volunteers that support our volunteer services team. So if you're interested at all in volunteering, please don't hesitate to reach out. We're always excited to welcome new people to our ohana, and we would love to see you volunteering at our Mo'ili'ili campus and soon to be West Oahu campus. There are so many ways that you can support the Hawaiian Humane Society and the animals we care for each and every day. If you're interested in volunteering, we have a multitude of ways you can volunteer with us. We have different engagement opportunities. If you're interested in supporting through monetary gifts, in-kind support, we always can use additional toys for the dogs and other support in those ways. And you can also just check out our website, look at the different programs we have there. Become an advocate for us. We try to support different laws and pass different legislation that may help animal welfare and move our concern for animals into the future. There's a plenitude of ways that you can get involved. Again, for more information, please visit our website at hawaiianhumane.org. Thank you. So Hawaiian Humane Society sees a variety of animals coming into our shelter every single day. Part of the animal need that we see is emergency medical care. Some of the animals that come in have been hit by cars, others have suffered abuse and neglect, and others we have a special need for just incredible support through our veterinary community. So we recently have seen a little kitten named Sadie come into us, and she had both of her front legs actually fractured. She was found in a bus engine, and we think it happened in the bus engine itself. And so she came into us in pretty bad shape. I remember seeing her for this first time when I was talking to Dr. Carter, actually. She was in her kennel. She could barely move, but she was still purring, which was just fantastic, and it really demonstrates the spirit they all have. So through a special fund that we have called Smudges Fund, which is supported by our generous donors, we were able to get her the emergency medical care she needed to stabilize her front legs and then send her out to a foster home, actually, where she could recover further, which is incredible. And she's since been adopted, so we're really excited to share her story.
So Sadie came into us as a stray. The person who found her had been trying to capture her for a few days, finally was able to capture her when she got into a bus engine. When Sadie came into us, she had some sores and lacerations and an infected area that we took a look at immediately. We also noticed that she had fractures in her front legs. So we were able to, on intake, give her some pain medications, antibiotics, keep her stable, get her some good meals, get her some hydration. She was dehydrated when she came in. So being able to sort of get her back to health despite having these fractured legs. That's something that right now we're not able to do in the shelter. We're not able to repair those yet. So we do have special funds. For dogs, it's called Max's Fund, and for cats, it's called Smudges Fund. These are special funds that are donor funded that allow animals like Sadie to get the care that they need, the surgical care that they need. So she was able to go out to one of our partner veterinarians, a surgeon, and have both of her front legs repaired. She had her upper arm fractured on one leg and her lower arm fractured on another leg. She was able to get both of those legs repaired, came back to us. We were able to continue the care with the help of our foster system and into a nice foster home. Icing the incisions, limiting activity for the first few weeks. After about 8 weeks and several x-rays later and a lot of care, she was able to fully heal and went up for adoption and was adopted pretty quickly. Sadie's story is unique. It's not every day that we see animals come in with multiple fractured limbs. So to get that special care, we do need our funds like Max's Fund and Smudges Fund, which are donor-funded programs that allow us to do these special cases and help these really animals that need special needs.
My name is Gwen. I am an admissions representative at the Hawaiian Humane Society. My role is to bring in the animals, whether that be owner-guardian surrenders or stray surrenders and anything in between.
So I'm happy to say that Sadie made it through surgery, her foster period, her rehabilitation period, made it to the adoptions floor, was adopted quickly, and has made it into the home that she'll spend the rest of her life in.
It took about 2 months of surgeries and healing to finally get her out on the adoption floor. And she got adopted almost exactly 2 months after she came into us. And now she is happy and thriving in her new home. I don't think that cat could be any happier anywhere else.
So these are critical services. So not only do we have Smudges Fund for cats that supports emergency services for the cats in our care, but we also have a fund specific to dogs. So Max's Fund actually supports the emergency medical needs of the dogs that come into our care. And both of these funds allow us to do so much for the animals.
Grits came to us at about 2 a.m. Somebody came to our front fence and tied him to our front fence. Our overnight officer was able to go out and see that he was abandoned on our campus. We were able to have our medical team assess him. He came to us with severe mange and severe skin infection. mange is pretty easily controllable with the proper medications. Pretty quickly turned around. Within a few days, we saw huge differences in his skin condition. Our plan for Grits is to send him to a foster home. Usually in these dogs with these severe skin conditions, it takes 4 to 8 weeks for them to fully resolve. We'll put him up for adoption and he'll get adopted and have a happy life. To this degree, we see this skin condition 4 to 5 times a year, I would say. We have special foster homes a lot of times for these animals. One of these special foster homes is our veterinary services assistant manager, Olivia. She does a great job with these skin condition dogs and has brought several back to health.
My name is Olivia and I'm the assistant manager of veterinary services here at the Hawaiian Humane Society. I've been with the organization for around 4 years now and been up in the vet clinic the whole time. So I was here on the day that Grits came in. So he was pretty bad, what we call like a severe case of Demodex. So we wanted to kind of get him on pain medications, antibiotics right away. So with Demodex, you kind of see the hair loss. That's like the first sign, but then also that yeastiness and the smell, and then the open wounds that lead to the secondary infections. So those are all things we want to get a hold of and treat right away. After Grits came in, immediately after we started him on treatment, we wanted to get him in a foster home as quickly as possible. Obviously, we try and take as best care as we can here at the shelter, but that foster home, it really just makes a difference, that individualized attention. So I actually am not fostering Grits, but I have fostered several Demodex dogs before. And, they need that love and that support. They do get medicated baths twice weekly and they're on antibiotics and everything, but kind of just being patient with them through the healing process, understanding that at first they're really tired and they're lethargic and they're not feeling their best. And so kind of just sitting with them, making sure that they're eating. They need that nutrition in their body. That's like the first couple days, I would say. And then around day 3 to 5, they actually kind of start to get their spirit back. And you see them come out of their shell and they'll be following you around the house, wanting to play with toys. And the whole experience is just really rewarding to see them go from something so sad and, in so much pain and not in the best state of life to really just like thriving. And it's awesome. So for those people interested in the community, maybe considering fostering a dog such as Grits, I highly recommend it. I feel like people, see dogs with Demodex such as Grits and they think instantly mange, and they think that it's contagious and they think that it's going to be infected themselves or their dogs, but that's just not the case. Just seeing them go from, here at the shelter, they came in a terrible state of mind and like health, and then just healing to be ready to go into their adoptive homes. It's just like the most rewarding thing.
So we have a robust amount of services we provide to our community, and one critical one that we have really ramped up since the pandemic started is our outreach support and outreach resources that we provide to our community. So we offer a pet food bank at our Mo'ili'ili campus twice a week, but we also branched out and are over at the Filipino Community Center right now in Waipahu, where we operate 5 days a week for pet food bank basic care needs that you might have for your animal to help get you through tough times, as well as providing vaccination clinics, microchip clinics, and then we also provide support for spay-neuter services. And sometimes this support, what we found over the course of doing this work, allows people to actually get permanent housing. So we have, people in a temporary houseless situation. The one thing that they may have getting into a permanent home is just their pet animal getting vaccinated and spayed and neutered. And that's a service we can provide here. So we can help people get into that permanent housing, which is fantastic. We've seen a tremendous amount of need since the pandemic started, and last year alone, we distributed over 60,000 pounds of pet food, which is really incredible. So there's a lot of need in our community, and our focus and our goal is to really keep pets and families together, and through our outreach services, we're able to do that in a much more holistic way. And I'd like to hand it over to Susie Tam. She's our outreach manager, and she is boots on the ground with our outreach program, and she'll be able to share quite a bit more about our wonderful community resource.
My name is Susie Tam. I am the Community Outreach and Partnerships Manager for the Hawaiian Humane Society, and I run all of our organization's educational and outreach programs. The Hawaiian Humane Society's Pet Kokua program offers a breadth of services to all of our community pet members. It starts as something simple like the pet food bank, just helping people put food into the bowls of their pets because they're having some financial difficulties. And we also do things like pop-up pet clinics for houseless pet owners. You know, they can't afford to go to the vet to get something like shots, things that we kind of take for granted. So we're there to kind of fill that gap for them. So we went over to both Nanakuli and Nimitz areas. These are areas where there are encampments of people who have been living there for, you know, sometimes weeks, sometimes months, sometimes even years. We go out to these homeless encampments to really build relationship with houseless pet owners, because a lot of times they have a lot of stigma. You know, people don't see those who are homeless as real people. They walk by, don't even look them in the eyes. We're there to really connect with them and make sure that their pets are taken care of. So my outreach coordinator and I, sometimes with the help of our field services team, will go there, speak with people, ask them about their pets, and try to figure out what services they need, distribute leashes and collars, bring pet food, and just the connection is really what we're there about, to build that relationship. So if they need help later, they can give us a call and we can see how we can provide them resources, or at least connect them to resources. We've had a pet food bank for over a decade now, and we were giving out maybe 1,000 pounds of food a month. When the pandemic hit, however, we grew that exponentially. We were giving out 3,000 pounds of food a month, and you know, to kind of put that together, that's a lot of food that you're putting into your bowl. You know, a 30-pound bag is like a 75-pound pet's month worth of food, and we were giving out at least 3,000 pounds. And that was just showing us that is such a small but substantial need that people met. And other things like veterinary care, or things as simple as shots. You know, they have puppies that they've gotten from a neighbor who couldn't afford it, and they don't know how these puppies are going to get their shots. So we do these pop-up clinics to help them, to get them something as simple as that, you know, just to make sure pets are taken care of. Outreach is just so important to the community. We really want to be there to make sure that owners don't have to give up their pets. Pets are really a part of the family, a really important part of your family, and we really think it's important that they stay with their families. It's a comfortable place for them. It's something that they've known usually for their entire lives, and if we can provide a service that keeps them together that way, then all the better for us as an organization. I've been with the Hawaiian Humane Society for 6 years now. I've done, you know, different jobs here, but outreach and education is by far my favorite. It's been so gratifying to help people. You know, a lot of people equate the Hawaiian Humane Society with animals, animal adoptions, bringing animals to us, you know, us going out to check on animals, but what they don't realize is how much we actually help people. And that's something that I'm really passionate about. We, over the last couple of years that this program has been in place, have actually helped a few people get into housing because of our clinics. They have the paperwork to show they were responsible pet owners, that they've gotten the vaccinations, the preventatives, their animals are spayed and neutered. And because of that, they went from living unsheltered or in a shelter into a permanent home. And that's huge here. It's so hard to get a home with an animal. And for someone who didn't have a home to begin with to now be housed, we were just so excited. Every time we hear that from one of our program partners that someone got into housing, we all do this huge celebration, and we're just so thrilled that we were able to help someone get into that step. So it's definitely by far just something I'm so happy this organization keeps moving towards.
So our vision for Hawaiian Humane Society is to truly be that community resource that everybody needs. So with that, we are opening a second campus in West Oahu, and we're excited to share that with everyone as we continue to progress. That campus will serve a different portion of our island that is growing robustly, particularly over the last couple of years. There's a need for our services, both from an adoption perspective, but also a pet resource perspective, and we're going to be there for the community. And we'll work with the community on our overpopulation of cats. We know that that's an important animal welfare concern from multiple fronts, and we are in the middle of an Oahu cat count, actually, which will help us understand the scope of the problem much better, and we hope to continue that progress. So over the next couple of years, we hope to have more robust education, offering youth camps over the summer and over breaks. We also hope to have more just robust interaction with our community. So meeting people where they're at, having our two campuses be a destination for folks. I hear every single day that people remember coming to our Mo'ili'ili campus when they were children. Just being able to come and visit with the animals means so much. And so we want to be a welcoming destination for everyone at both of our campuses. So making sure that we're growing our programs and meeting our community where they're at.
If you're really passionate about helping people, volunteering and outreach specifically is something that you really can do, and you'll be interacting with people and really seeing the visible impact that you're having to these animals and people. But you know, we couldn't do this without our volunteers. They're helping us at our food bank. They're helping us transport animals for spay and neuter. They're helping us come out to wellness clinics. So we couldn't do it without them. And if you're looking to volunteer and really have that overwhelming sense of fulfillment, this is what you should do. Just volunteer with us. We would so love to see your face.
People should get involved with Hawaiian Humane Society because we're the only open admission shelter on Oahu, and we need people's support to be donors and volunteers so that we can do the good that we're able to do every day.
I want to take this last minute that I have to thank everyone for tuning in tonight, as well as to thank our entire community, our volunteers, our staff, our donors, our supporters, our community at large for helping us do the work we do, because without you, we cannot save the animals that need us the most. So if you're interested in supporting our growth for the future and helping Oahu's animals, please visit our website. Again, that's www.hawaiianhumane.org, or you can use a QR code throughout the program. Thank you so much again for tuning in, and thank you for supporting Hawaiian Humane Society and the animals on our island.